Tim Almer here with AVNation at CEDIA 2016 with my good friend Chris Bundy. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How you been?
Good.
Good.
Second day.
Yes, second day, and as you can tell, my voice is already starting to feel it.
It's got that nice gravel, you know.
Yeah. Wolfman Jack. Yeah.
Good Lord. You and I are the only people who know who that is anymore.
I know. You know, CEDIA is getting younger and younger, and we're getting older and older.
Unfortunately, that's what happens. All right, so Core Brands, we're in the Core Brands booth. A couple things before we get to the actual products.
Yeah.
About a month ago, actually less than a month ago, announced that Melrose bought Nortec, bought you guys. How is that transition going? Is it already done? Or?
Well, you know, obviously when you're looking at a purchase of a major organization like that, for us little people on the bottom, we're always filled with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But I got to say that Melrose has been very, very informative and supportive the whole way through. They have been making sure that we know that nothing's terrible is happening. So I'm very happy with the results so far.
All right, very good. All right, cool. Yeah. So let's talk about a couple of things. SpeakerCraft. Obviously, you guys have a couple of things, especially with Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, last year at CEDIA, we showed for the first time the prototypes of our Dolby Atmos in-wall up-firing speakers as a part of our AIM Series 2 line, which was also designed to really help object-oriented sound, not just for our Dolby Atmos, for any object-oriented sound system that's out there. But these speakers are now complete, and we've made a lot of updates. From prototype to showing it to actual installers. Last year all the way up until now, we've learned quite a lot along the way, and we've been able to get all of those things into what I think is an amazing speaker.
Shipping yet? Shipping closely?
We're just about to start shipping them as of, I believe, within the next couple of months. So let's just say by this quarter.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Let's say fourth quarter. That way you're good.
Yeah.
How important is Atmos, or how important is it becoming, I guess?
Okay, so I would say, and I'm sure some of your viewers out there might beg to differ with me, but I would say that the Atmos is going to be more of an immersive technology than 4K will be.
Really? Okay.
I would say that, as much as people would talk about HDR, when we truly understand the value of immersive sound, it's going to just blow that away. The whole concept of, we're surrounded by sounds right now. We're surrounded by tons of different noises and things like that, and that's what creates our environment. When I'm looking at you, I can still know that they're there.
Yeah.
And as you create that around that, you pull them into the sound stage of the video. So to me, you can't get anything more immersive.
Yeah, it is a true. If you've never heard Atmos, it is a truly immersive experience. It's not the surround sound of, oh, I hear it left, right, front, and back. No. I hear it left, right, front, back, up, above me, and sometimes below me, depending on how it's set up.
I saw somebody else who did this is a lab-created demo with more speakers than you would possibly use in a home Atmos system, but they were literally letting a ball of sound move from different places, and even though I'm, obviously not seeing this ball of sound, I couldn't help but look for it everywhere it would be, and it was just it was so realistic.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a couple of things going on with Elan. What do you have new with Elan?
Elan, what's new with Elan is it's more of what's not new with Elan. Elan has been making huge leaps and strides in the interface. I've always contended that we have one of the sexiest interfaces in the industry, but a lot of people don't want just that interface. They want something that's a little bit more customizable to them. With our 8.0 software, we've introduced a number of things, but among one of the most noticeable ones is the fact that we have themes among our interfaces. So customers can actually set the interface to look exactly like what they're looking for. And maybe that's different types of icons. We have a new home screen that allows them to customize that a lot more. Such as things like their calendar integration. We now integrate with iCal, Google, and Outlook, so you can actually have your actual calendar in there, not just that home calendar that's only used for you and the kids, among a whole bunch of different other changes. And we'll actually take a look at the way it looks there. We had introduced hundreds of icons, and those icons for maybe for channels, or maybe for that's the symbol I want to represent media with, or whatever it happens to be. So that level of customization is just so much more.
So icons, actually, oddly enough, is something that I've seen in a couple different control systems, right?
Yeah.
Talk for a minute about, for someone who doesn't get or understand that part, because they're not a programmer or they're not a graphic designer, how important is creating a bank of icons to your clients, to your integrators?
Oh, it's huge. And as a matter of fact, the whole point of a system like this is supposed to be one, customized to you, but universally ergonomic. When anybody walks up, if you have a house guest in your house, they should be able to walk up and know what the light button is.
Yep.
Even if you don't have a light switch, you know? It should all be very, very intuitive. And we do that not with a whole bunch of words. We do it with graphical representations right now. I actually just heard this story about how they're trying to figure out a way to identify a nuclear waste site for like people 25,000 years in the future. And they're like, well, we can just do this. Well, those symbols don't mean the same thing to everybody. So we actually did extensive studies to look into what icon sets we needed to bring in to make sure that, you know, this looks like media. Like I say, compact disc, just put a little symbol of that looks like media. But to you, you're like, you know, or maybe not you and me, but like maybe the next generation, they're gonna be like, what is that circle thing there with the lines on it? I don't know, that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
The Frisbee.
Exactly. That means fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, a lot goes into it, a lot of thought. And you know, think about that as you live with your home system, you want to keep changing it. And now we've added so many new features that the actual end user can actually change without rolling a truck out there from the dealer. So like things like scheduling, things like selecting what my view looks like for my touchpad, you know? So works out very, very well.
Okay, let's wrap up here with Niles.
So Niles is my heart right now. Niles is like my favorite product on us. And you know, don't get me wrong, it wasn't always like that. When we first launched Niles, it was a multi-room audio chassis that had, you know, amplification on multiple channels and, you know, passive outputs on other channels. You can control it through IP. Great. That's fantastic. Now, Niles is my favorite product we make, hands down. The Ariel, rather, is the favorite product that we make, hands down. We've added things such as the ability to control lighting, and it's control lighting. You know, we're not talking like automation features like you can get out of G with event maps and like make the light bounce with outside with your shades and stuff like that. It's just control. But we also added thermostat control, all mostly the IP-based, Z-Wave-based wireless things. You're not looking at contact closure or serial, things like that, but Lutron is supported, you know. I think we got Clipsal, UPB, all that kind of stuff. They're all supported there as well. But on top of that, we also added the ability to have internal streaming, right? So it has its own LMS server inside of it that you can tie into your Spotify, Deezer, Rhapsody, Pandora, you know, all the other wonderful streaming services that we use. So you don't need a secondary box in order to support your multi-room audio system. You can control it, and then we added its own stun server so you can actually access it from anywhere in the world. So that means for essentially an SRP of around $2,000, you can have whole home control, whole multi-room audio system, internal streaming, and you can configure it still within like 15 minutes. You know, you just hold your button over the thing. If you've got like new installers working for your company, then you're like, all right, well, you're not ready to go out there and tackle that big $1 million G job. But I got to get you out in the field, knowing it, getting experience. You know, it's more than just programming. It's cutting, you know, speaker holes and things like that. I got to get you out there. I can get you on a project that maybe not, you know, maybe it's a $5,000 project. Using REL, you can get your feet wet, cut your teeth on everything you need to do, and then it's working in the same exact kind of platform that G is. So if you do add on to that, you can step up both your installer and your customer. Really, really easy.
Well, that was going to be my next question. How well does it integrate with Elan, which is already controlled?
Yes. So Ariel was based when it initially was launched on the Elan control platform. So Elan has a whole bunch of architecture on top of that platform to make it what it is, to make Elan G. But the actual base level of it is what we started off with Ariel. The whole point with that is to make sure they're fully compatible. If you add a G controller to an existing Ariel system that you've set up the lighting, you set up the thermostat, you have the external access, you have all your touch panels up and your multi-room audio, it just sucks all that into G, and now your system is G. And you can use all that extra scaffolding that G has without reprogramming or ruining anything you've already set up.
Would it be fair to call Ariel then an entry-level Elan system? Is that fair? Or?
To say it's an Elan system is completely different because it is branched entirely. You're looking at something completely different. I would say that REL is a control system, whereas Elan is an automation system. So if you're ready for just to be able to turn your lights on and off, that's great. But when you want your house to start being predictive to your needs, then you move to automation. So yeah.
All right, very good. Well, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
How can people find out more about you or Core Brands?
Oh, you can always visit corebrands.com so they can get access to any of our brands from there, or specifically SpeakerCraft.com, ElanHomeSystems.com, or NilesAudio.com.
All right, very good. We're here with Core Brands at CEDIA 2014. For more information about AVNation, go to avnation.tv.